Boogity, 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 what's up, creepers and geekers? Chris, the Atari Creep. Here's a G chord for you, in case you needed one. I was told today that you could use a G chord. So there you go, you got one. I'll throw in an extra C, and a D, and an A, and a your mom. What's going on, everybody? If there's anyone even in here, I can't really see. Let me look and see what the YouTube says. Doesn't say anything. It says, Chris, figure this shit out. Figure this shit out, or go fuck yourself. That's what it says. What is up? The cat's away, so the guitar came out to play. And, yeah, I'm home. I'm bored. I just made, just got done eating a pork chop and some rice. Made some really good pork chops. The missus at Symphony Hall. Her work bought a bunch of tickets to some fucking thing that's going on down there today. So she'll be there until 10. I got one kid who's in a chorus, an all-age chorus, called Polinia. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but either way, it's always awesome. Oh, Jesus, someone just get hit? That fucking sounded bad. Sorry about that. And the other one's at dance until about 9. So I won't have anyone home until at least 9, 10 o'clock. I don't even think the landlord's home. Alright, let's see what's going on here in the chitter chat. We got Jet. We got a guy named George. George, what's going on, buddy? Hey, creep. What is up tonight? Nothing, man. Jet says, oi! Oi, prick. Shaun of the Dead, that's what that's from. Oi, prick. Alan, don't you mean a G string, not a G chord? Well, ironically, the G string isn't even touched in the G chord. It's an open. I don't have a whammy bar on this thing. The bridge that's on it, the stock bridge, is garbage. It's garbage. Awesome intro. Hey, thank you, my man. I really appreciate that. That little ditty is actually it's a Danzig song. Every time I come on here with this guitar, I walk that line of copyright strike. Let's hope this fucking one doesn't get taken down. What a fucking bullshit thing to do. You know what I mean? I try not to fucking bug anybody. They come over here and they do their thing and I just let it happen. I mouth off back. Somebody didn't like what I had to say or something. Although, I will say, I've only gotten one copyright strike on this channel. And it was me reacting to a guy cleaning a guitar back in the early days of the Chinese farmed out, or even the Indian farmed out, meaning the country. These companies will just farm out a ton of YouTube videos, and a lot of them were the guitar repair, and like they'd have a fucking wire brush and be using fucking water and soap on the inside of an acoustic guitar. I was reacting to one of those, and of all the shit I put up on this channel, that's the one strike I got. And, the last stream being removed, I guess we're talking about putting bricks in people's faces. I don't know. I did go a little too far at times, but you know what? I don't care. It just is what it is, man. I'm not doing anything I wouldn't have done out there. I suppose that's how I can justify my poor behavior. Damien, what's going on, bud? No more trolls. Hey, you know what? If a troll comes in here... See, I'm not saying no more trolls. If a troll comes in here and they troll well, I'm sorry, I get this fucking cords all over the damn place. And they troll well, I'll let it happen. I don't care. I just, you know what? I get it. I get the stupidity behind what a lot of these cats are doing. It's all surrounded around one stupid thing that some people just can't. Even I've let go of it for a little bit, you know what I mean? But you know, they push and they push and they push, and you finally clap back a little bit, and then they fucking get butthurt. So one of them got that video removed. So I don't want to dwell on it. I'm in a good fucking mood though. Mr. Shaw, did you say troll? Here I am. That's like a default box right there, you know. There's so many really good rock songs just in that one box, you know. Metallica loved that box. That's the E box. Your root notes E right here, you know. Cool stuff. You can play anything in there. Or one I used to play all the time is something like a. No. Fuck, I can't even remember how to play it now. Something like that. That whole vein. Damien says, it's annoying. You let these people come into your house and do the same. yeah, you know, and it's fine. Garbage. For Bostonian garbage, I figured it. What happened was you put a W in there. It's got to be an A-H. W is a little more south than me. And that's a common mistake. Even the girls here, they do the same thing. How weird is that? They're from the area, but the Boston accent, unless you live like actually in town, is kind of going away. Alice says, I tried learning how to play wood guitar, not electric. An acoustic guitar? There's not too much difference. Just, you know, you're not going to on an acoustic. But I was trying to play by ear, but I still didn't know how to play. You know, some people have it, some people don't, I guess. I believe that everybody can. Honestly, and I'm not going to try to get deep or anything, because, you know, who the fuck am I? I honestly believe everyone has a song, you know, like the fucking bird. You know, the bird doesn't know it has a song, but the bird sings anyway, you know? It's just a matter of trying to figure out your shit. And I'll tell you a story about that in a second, but let me get these next two comments here. Looking good today, buddy. How are you feeling? I'm feeling good, Mr. Shaw, actually. I got a lot accomplished this week. The whole career thing is finally starting to fucking do its thing, you know? I've been kind of making it seem like I've just been sitting on my ass all this time, but I've actually been working towards a new career goal. The problem is I was a corrections officer. I was straight into that after restaurant business, you know? And I didn't really pick up any skills. I had a kid my senior year, so I worked. I worked from, you know, my youth all the way to now. It's like, and I didn't acquire any true marketable skills. So I just kept fucking trying to go from gig to gig, and I finally said, fuck it, stop. Focus on something, dude, that's marketable. And that's what we've been doing. I try to keep some of that stuff on the down low, but I don't mind. I don't mind once in a while tossing that out here. But as far as the song goes, let me see. George says, I've been following you for like 4 years. Right on. Just think of me as the silent partner. No problem. And you know what, George, honestly, you could have been in the last chat, and there's a good chance I would have forgotten anyway. I have a memory thing from my noggin getting hit so many times over the years between, you know, growing up here, around here and in corrections. So don't anyone ever take that offensive. If we've had a conversation, I'm like, oh, I don't remember you. Please don't take it personal. And it's not a thoughtless kind of thing, like I don't care, you know. So I genuinely do. Ooh, okay. Alice says you should get a spamp for your guitar. It's an amp build. Spam can. Dude, you know what? Those little things are built off of this one specific chip that really technically wasn't made to do things with music. It just so happens that they were great for it, you know? I forget what the chip is called. I can actually look it up here in a second. But little do you know, I have a fucking bag of 50 of those over there because they make a gnarly fuzz pedal. And I just have to get off my ass and get some. I'm doing this series over on my other channel. Nobody over there knows it yet. And I'm probably not going to start it until probably midsummer to the end of the summer, called Will It Fuzz. I'm going to make a bunch of those little circuits. The first video will be making the circuit and showing what it is. And then from there on, I'm just going to make them all. And until they're all gone, I'm just going to try to stuff them into something. And the series will be called Will It Fuzz? You know, I have a Luke Skywalker land speeder. You know, and the jets would be perfect for the chords. I just hope it can stand being stomped on. I doubt it. I'll have to reinforce the inside with resin, but yeah. Brady Goat 12? Who the fuck are you, bro? He says, welcome, Creep. Remember me? No, I'm just fucking with you. Of course I remember you, Brady. Come on, man. But to the story about the you know, I had a buddy here in town. He started this little thing called the Music Shop. And I'd say late 90s, early 2000s. Late 90s, yeah. Because I was in this band called Noise at the fucking time. We didn't do shit. But he was a kid that graduated with my brother Tom. Tom's older than I am. And Melrose was kind of an uptight town when I was growing up. It didn't, you know, there was no alcohol licenses in this town except for one joint. But it's because they were connected. And it was just an uptight town. So to see a music shop show up, and when it said music shop, it meant music. It wasn't like just instruments. I mean, he had records, he had instruments, he had cassettes, imports, just anything you could think of, PA stuff. You know, it was basically you took a record shop and a guitar shop or a musical instrument shop and made a bastardized child out of it. And there was a couch in there, and we'd sit there and drink beers and just fucking chat music and plug into whatever amps he had and just have a good time. Well, once in a while he would ask me, hey, can you take on a couple of jobs for me, repair and, you know, whatever. And of course I would, especially when when I was working at Parker Guitars. Because a Parker Fly would come in and he'd be like, I have no idea what to fucking do with this thing, bro. And more times than not, it was the PCB board that fried out. That was common in a lot of the earlier flies. The night flies are great. I love the night flies, the early night flies. When he moved down to Maryland and then started going overseas, the guitar production just went garbage. And that's all right, because I'm not a fan of Ken Parker anyway. He was kind of a prick to work for. But long story short, this one older gentleman would come in. I doubt this guy's even still alive anymore, but he would come in with this little beat up old acoustic guitar once a month and have us restring it and tune it for him. And I'm like, Scott, he was the owner of the shop. It's like, Scott, can I just show this guy for free how to do this? I mean, we're charging this guy $35 to restring and tune his guitar. You think it's time for him to know? And he's like, dude, the guy doesn't know how to fucking play a note. I'm like, okay, even more not to rip him off. He goes, no. You don't understand. He sits on his porch with his cigar and his country music program show. And he just strums to the beat of the music to relax at night. And I'm thinking to myself, that guy probably gets more joy out of music than most people who are fucking like Yngwie Malmsteens of the world, you know? So going back to what you were saying about not learning guitar and all that, there's a song in you. There really is. It's just a matter of you trying to figure out how to express it, whether you're just going to strum along to your favorite tune, and maybe you'll stumble upon a chord or 12, you know? It's just about getting rid of the idea of a structure and just figuring it out. I mean, go online, tune the guitar. There's a ton of videos on here that'll tune you up, no problem. And just start putting your fingers in places and start plucking on shit. So, pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. All right, so let's get back. Alberta, Pembroke. Man, you got a lot of accounts, don't you? If you're the same Albert that I'm thinking of, anyway. If not, welcome. Well, welcome either way. What do you think about Trump getting convicted? I think it's a sad day for America, not because I like or dislike the guy, but it's pretty obvious. And I saw a lot of editorials or discussions from people who are not Trump supporters saying, you know, it was discussing how politicized and weaponized the justice system has become in this country. Good, bad, or indifferent with this cat. So that's where I'm going to stand with it. Hey, Trump, do you think you'll be able to appeal this? Let's see what Predicto Presidento says.
I would say maybe.
Yeah, he's got a good chance. He's got a good chance. Damien says, all it did was push the pendulum to the right. I think that's already been happening. I don't want to go too far into this because let's keep the politics out of this stuff. Um, yeah, I don't know if I want to go any further than that. I think it's sad. I think it's sad how the justice system, and it could be against anybody, and if people accept this because they just don't agree with somebody or they don't like how mean they were or whatever the case may be, then they need to realize that that same weaponized justice system could be turned against them. So, I guess that's all I have to say about that. I mean, I remember a time a handful of years ago when we had a better economy, the interest rates were low, gas prices were better, there was a little bit more peace in the world, jobs were fucking more plentiful, and there was more coming. But somebody tweeted things that they didn't like, so. And let's be honest, like, love, or hate the guy, Trump is one of the only presidents in recent time that has done what he said he was going to do. He said, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, and he fucking absolutely did. He really did. And when it swings back, it could get very ugly. Yeah, it's a sad situation. It's a sad situation. Let's just leave it at that. Mass in the mid to late 90s, early 2000s had such an amazing local rock scene. It really did, man. What a time to be alive that was. I mean, that was right around the time when we still had like Godsmack playing places on Revere Beach and stuff like that. There was a bunch of bands. There was one called Dead Skin Mask that we used to play with a lot. Product 62, they were pretty cool. They were fucking hardcore, those guys. We kind of got scared playing with them because they would open up for us or whatever, and they would just thrash the place. We were always afraid that we weren't ever going to be able to play because they were opening up, but really good. And actually, half of the band I was in at the time I mentioned earlier called Noise actually went to play with them, and they went from a band called Product 62 to Slump. So that was pretty cool. You mentioned cigars. Anyone here partake? I'm not a cigar kind of guy. Actually, I just found out, how fucked up is that? Shows how much I care. That last week I celebrated my 5 years away from smoking cigar butts. So congratulations to me, I guess. Excuse me while I go smoke a bowl. I haven't really even been doing that a lot lately. I've been, my PTSD has been kind of cool. And honestly, I will once in a while partake, but I don't like not being in control of this. It's bad enough with the fucking stupid mental health stuff, but Big Funny Giant says, indeed. I don't know, were you agreeing with me about the politicized and weaponized stuff or anything, but yeah, welcome in, Big Funny Giant. I don't know if I recognize your name. We were just talking about me having memory issues, so if we've spoken before, please forgive. I smoke a ton of cigarettes. Dude, I used to smoke like 1.5 to 2 packs a day. I'm one of those anxious fucking dudes that just has to have something going. Or at least used to. Now I just suck. No, I'm just kidding. I got that Dire Straits tone going. Ooh, that's loud. But you know what? As it were with the whole political thing, welcome to the machine. That's all I gotta say about that. Ooh, that gave me goosebumps. I love playing that song. Oh no, it's a C there. There we go. That's such an easy song. It's the timing that's fucking insane. Totally insane. George says was in Cuba a few months ago and brought back a dozen. Oh, really? Right on. Are you allowed to bring Cuban cigars in the States? I remember when I was growing up, that was like the big joke. Oh, Cubans fell off the back of a truck, that kind of thing. Congrats, I quit 18 years ago, Jess says. Right on. Right on. I started at 13. I think I was slightly younger. I think I was closer to 11, 12. But not to one up. I was just relating. That's all. But yeah, I mean, it was just one of those things where like everybody around me just started smoking. My mom was the only smoker. Well, no, my sister is still a smoker, but she smoked. My mom smoked Benson and Hedges 100s. Those fucking things, they're big. And she was the type that would take a couple drags, put it down, and let it die out. And then, like, light up another one later on. I mean, she wasn't a fiend like I fucking was. But it was great because when I first started and had no money, there was like these, we called them snipes, you know? But they were like full Marlboros almost. So I would do that, put them in a little pack. It was so gross, man. But I thought I was the coolest fucking cat on the block. Damien says Pink Floyd is great. I love Pink Floyd, man. Love it. Dire Straits, yep. Romeo and Juliet. I didn't really get into the catalog too much. Like with Dire Straits, I know like the hits. And I like a couple of just random songs. I couldn't even tell you what the titles are. Not for any other reason than it was just one of those things, you know. Congratulations, and Damien, it's easy to quit. You just have to want to do it. I'm gonna 50% agree with you on that one, Mr. Shaw, because I will say I absolutely wanted nothing to do with it. And it wasn't easy. But it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. Like to this day, I still wish like I just had pork chops and rice. I fucking wanted so bad to go out on the porch and have a butt. I enjoyed smoking. But the girls kept begging me. And I was just like, all right, I'll do it for you guys. One of them said, I want you at my graduation, bro. And I was like, okay, that does it. That's what made it easy for me. So I think you have to be motivated with something. You can't just sit there and say, my health. Oh, I'm tired of fucking choking to death up going up the stairs. That kind of thing. But each case is individual, you know. Canadian here. Yes, we can bring them back. What are we bringing back? Hold on. What are we bringing back? Refresh my memory, bud. What are we bringing back? I got a lot of Canadian friends. One of my best friends of all time, well, on here, he's a Canadian. We're talking about Canadian-made movies that we love. Like he didn't know Jason Takes Manhattan was mostly Jason Takes Vancouver. It was a waste of money for sure. Dude, I know. Wait, $22 a pack? What the fuck, really? No, they were like 9 and change when I quit. And that's here in Mass where they tax the shit out of them. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, okay, you're talking about the cigars. You're talking about the cigars, George. It just finally light shined on fucking Marblehead over here. My grandmother smoked those. The Benson Hedges in the gold box. You know, when I started like sneaking packs from her, she would buy them in a carton. God bless my mom. She quit like a long ass time ago, long before she died. But she'd been like smoke free for like 30 years when she finally passed. But I would like open the carton so I could pretend to make it like a building, like brick building or something like that. But I would sneak a pack, and she always fucking knew. She would yell at me, "Did you take it, Christopher?" I'm like, "No, I'm a Tom must have." I was a juvenile delinquent too, and then I was a youth corrections officer, as well as an adult. But you know, my last 5 years was with the Arizona Department of Juvenile, and here I worked for a department called DYS. I don't even think it's called. I think it's called Department of Youth and Family or something like that now. But it was called the Department of Youth Service back then. And there's this facility out in Dorchester off Blue Hill Ave on Harvard Street called, well, I don't remember what the building was called, but there was 4 units. 2 of them were private, and I think 2 were state. There was like Conley Detention, Metro Detention was where I was at. It was a detention center. It wasn't like a prison. It was, you know, you're waiting for your court day kind of thing. That was fun. That was fucking juveniles. I don't know why I did that. Damien says I live in Vancouver. They film a ton of stuff here. They absolutely do. They really do. There was actually a point where I wanted to move up to either Toronto or Vancouver and get into the film industry there. And my buddy who I was just talking about, his name is Mike, and he has a channel called Irmo Custom Models with an I. He doesn't do much on it anymore. But him and I we bonded over Kylo Ren lightsaber build videos that we did simultaneously without knowing each other yet. And we just became really good friends, and we riffed back and forth on props and politics. He's a big Trump fan. He 3D printed a big bust. Thing looks like fucking bronze. It's great. It's great, and he kisses its head once in a while. He's a special case, my buddy Mike up there. But he's been trying to for years trying to get me to come up there and be a prop maker. You know, I just don't know if I want to do that for a living. It's like I do it for fun. You guys are seeing how inconsistent I am with finishing any project. So it's like deadlines and being forced. Fuck that. All right, just says, yeah, they actually have to spend some time away from home. Yeah. Cigars. Okay, yeah, you're refreshing my memory. Cigars, okay. I live in Vancouver. They film stuff here. I was Newports when I quit. They were up to $5. Yeah, that sounds about the right. I never got into the menthols. I didn't like menthol at all. Not even a little bit. I started with, well, the Bensons, but the first packs I remember buying was Winston 100s. And then I ended up being a Marlboro guy, and then I went back to, no, it was like the Marlboro Gold ones. What was it called? Marlboro 27 or something like that, or 72? They weren't the short ones. It was a gold pack, not lights, but I had those for the longest time. Or special blend, I don't know. They were really nice. And then there was a Camel I smoked for a while. And then I started seeing the prices go up, so I started going generic. I'm like, I'm not going to pay much to kill myself here, you know what I mean? So I ended up with, oh my God, I don't even remember what they were. The last packs of cigarettes I had, the last couple of years of smoking, and they were 100s. They were... It'll come to me. It's funny. The girls will remember. The girls will remember. They used to be at the store with me when I would buy them. You know, Maverick Red 100. I smoke like salmon. That's funny. Oh man, Boston Lego. What do you mean by that, Damien? Boston Lego. We have Somerville has a Lego store. Pretty cool place. It's like an adventure place for kids, you know. George says, always, Test Drive Unlimited was amazing and distributed by Atari. Yep. Always had the next Test Drive. I never got into the Test Drive once. It was just, no, I'm thinking of hard driving. I'm sorry. A fucking steering wheel, man. I always thought I was such a pussy, but it just turned out that it was just a hard wheel to turn. I've driven every shape of caca car, truck in the world. I've yet to ever have one that was... my very first car had no power steering. It was a 63 Dodge Dart GT with a 225/6 push-button automatic transmission. It had no accessories. Like there was a plate where the radio would have gone. No seat belts, no power or anything. It was a really nice car. It only had 66,860 miles when I finally... Well, it was gotten rid of. It was technically my mom's car. It was the first one I drove, you know, for a long time. One of those weird things where my brother bought it off of an elderly gentleman who bought it new. He drove it for a while in high school, and then he bought a new car when he moved out, and my mom kept it. I always thought it was weird, my mom driving a 63 around, you know. But it was in really nice shape. It was in great shape. And then I ended up driving it around for a little while. And they just got rid of it. Vancouver is a beautiful place if you don't mind $2,800 for a 2-bedroom apartment. Yeah, it's kind of the same way it is here. Maybe a little bit less for a 2-bedroom. I think around here it's between 16 and 23, depending on the location and size of the apartment and all that crap. But cools were the best, but they were so harsh. You know what was harsh? Marlboro had that Marlboro Black. That was like sucking on an exhaust pipe of a 1953 pickup truck. Oh, Boston is just as bad. Yeah, it really is. Boston Lego is where you open the carton of cigs and play with them. Oh, okay, I got you. My mom's packs. Right on, man. Wow. The effing steering wheel was so hard to steer. It really was. It fucking hurt. No more need for speed vans versus Test Drive. I remember playing Porsche Unleashed with 3D glasses. I'm not familiar with that one. Dodge Darts are the best. let's see. My father collects Mopar and has 4 or 5 with 340 cubic. I wanted to drop one of those in there. I just could never find one with a 4-speed manual. It was a fun car, little round headlights, and the grill went in. And there was a 65 for sale around the corner for me when I was in Arizona. I was out in the middle of nowhere called Rainbow Trail in Buckeye, Arizona. God damn, what a fucking contrast that was from here. But there was a 65 for sale, and the family that was selling it were Spanish speaking only. And they had this young lady, couldn't have been 12, maybe even younger than that, trying to translate back and forth. And there was just such a communication breakdown. They were really nice, and I was being nice back and everything, but we both just looked at each other and were like, oh well. I don't get it. I even put money on the table, and maybe they really just didn't want to get rid of it. Nice couple. I mean, nice family. It was a weird situation. Maybe they were just weirded out by how abrupt I was compared to how the culture was there. I had to adjust. I was a stranger in a strange world. You couldn't kill them. The slant sixes, dude. I bet you that engine is still going today. The body's probably rotted off. It's Chrysler metal. Of course, it's rotted off, right? But those slant sixes, I remember they used to pull those for like farm work to get like pulley systems going and shit. The slant six was a beautiful engine. Small, and the thing is they came with a single barrel carburetor. There was a 2 single barrel carburetor manifold you could buy for the thing, and it woke the engine right up. Woke it right. I mean, you weren't doing like 9s on a quarter mile or anything like that, but it just opened the engines to because there was a hesitation to it, but also I didn't have power brakes. And I used to call the car lurch because when you would hit the brakes, that's what it would do. It would fucking keep lurching a little bit. But yeah, nice car. That's about right for my area too. Do you smoke salmon? I don't fucking like salmon at all, bro. Alan, I fucking hate salmon. The Slant 6 with the rusted old trucks. Yeah. I bet you almost every Slant 6 built today is still doing something somewhere. I mean, obviously not, but bottles in the frames. That's old school. Okay, I really dig these live streams. Just a bunch of video game heads talking. Yeah, dude. I mean, if you guys want to talk video games, we can talk video games. You want to talk about life, we can talk about life. We could talk about this fucking Luke Skywalker / Anakin Skywalker lightsaber I just recently acquired. It just so happened to be here anyway. It's a flashlight now. This was, used to have this stupid fucking thing on it. It was something, Jedi Challenge AR. It came with a big headset, and this is the sensor thing right here. I have it. It looks like fucking Epcot. I popped it off. I'm going to make a kyber crystal holder because this light works too. So I'm going to turn this into like a little kyber crystal fucking suspension holding thing. It's going to be rad. And all the Star Wars geeks are going to fucking praise me. They're going to say, Atari Creep, you're my hero. So, yeah. Dude down the street, turned on just down the street, was like $25. I'm like, I got 20 in my pocket. Can I come grab it? It's like fucking really nice. Look at it. Would you believe that's plastic? They really metal vac this thing very well. It's gray plastic. You can tell because if you look in between this deal here, the clamp that holds the real thing in there, you can see the gray plastic. But it opens up, and it does open like, say, a traditionally made custom saber would. And there's a board in it pretty much the same size of what custom-made sabers have. So down the line, I might try to find a board maybe on like AliExpress or something like that. An RGB board with sound, and then jam it in here for, whatever. It's plastic, but I have both the Luke Skywalker sabers now. I got the Return of the Jedi one, and then this one. And of course, I have Vader's now, and put them all together. It's like a happy fucking family. It's like a happy little family. Ooh-wee. I'm so glad I lived through the greatest era of video games. Yeah, greatest era of pretty much anything. Anything. And Damien, going back to what you're saying, you really dig the live streams. I really appreciate that because sometimes I question whether or not I should just shut the fuck up and play games. But I personally like doing this. I don't know. I mean, you can watch people play games all day long, and I'll do videos now and then about it. But I gotta run, everyone. I'll see you later, Damien. Hey, you have a great evening if I caught you in time. And if not, come back and fucking see I said that, okay? And then say thank you, because it's fucking polite. I'm just kidding. There you go, my friend. I can do that. I can do that. Good chat, Damien. Take care, George says. See, I'm glad to be Gen X, literally. Everything in our childhood was unsafe, and we made it this far. Some of us didn't, my man. Some of us didn't. I got a few close ones that didn't quite make it. But yeah, you're right, man. We were the last generation to have it as simple as we did. Unfortunately, we were the first generation that didn't have it better than the previous generation. And we're still suffering for it today, but you know what? Whatever. I love my parents. I love my parents, but fucking Congress. I don't understand why they can be in there for so long. You have cats like, the modern reigning champion at the house down in Washington, who was in politics for 40-something years, and it's like, how can a cat from 40-something years ago relate to the needs of the people today, It makes fucking zero sense. But being Gen X, I have no problem with that. I love it. I'm not gonna, you see all these fucks on TikTok, and they're like, Gen X, you follow me and I'll follow you, and we'll all get the 10 grand. And I'm like, I'm not gonna pimp out my generation for fucking shallow views. You know what I mean? I understand that's what the platform was for, but I went on there to share and enjoy others' art. It's Milieu Macabre art. And in fact, I don't even think I put a link down below. I keep it somewhat separate just because, I mean, if anyone else wants to go over there and find me, by all means. But, you get these people with 10, 20, 30, 50, 100,000 fucking followers. And it's like, I come in here to engage and share, and receive sharing, so to speak. And how the fuck can you do that with so many people following you? It becomes shallow and unnecessary, I guess, at that point. But, everyone has their goals, and if that's what you want to aspire to, then, by all means, go right ahead. If anyone makes a fucking living doing this shit, I more power to you. Honestly, I mean, fuck. I mean, if I could, well, I think I would fucking hate it, but if this became a full-time gig for me, that would be great because I could just do whatever the fuck I want. But it's like, now I have to do this every day. There's days where I could say, you know what, I'm fucking not doing this, and I can walk away for however long. But George says, Jet Screamer, I'm 100% in agreement with you. Love my tough childhood. I don't like the trauma fucking from it, bro. There was some real ugly shit that happened back in the day. I'm definitely one here because of a lot of it. Between that and ear infections, crazy shit, man. S. Mill, what's going on? This just came up in my YouTube algorithm. Maybe this can be the topic: pitfalls to be aware of when starting atheist witchcraft. Oh God, let's not start that again. Let's see. I don't want the next generation. But I don't mind my battle scars. No, we shouldn't. You should hold them proud, because whether you've gone through a lot or a little, you're still a survivor, Growing up sucks as it is, even if you have the most perfect situation. Even if you have the most perfect situation. Adolescence still, it really still fucks with you. It doesn't matter how good you have it. It doesn't matter how loving or not loving your folks are, or whoever's raising you, whatever adults in your life, whether you're on the streets or you're in a fucking mansion. Adolescence, bro. Just that alone. I would never. Everyone's like, I would still go back to high school. No, I fucking wouldn't. That video came up in my YouTube feed. I was like, what the fuck? As Bill says. When starting atheist witchcraft, what video are you talking about? Did I talk about witchcraft? I thought you were talking about someone else. Maybe this can be the topic. Pitfalls to be aware of when starting atheist witchcraft. S. Mill, I think I know what you're talking about, but please confirm it for me. Because I had some dude in the same fucking conversation be like, I hate it when people make fun of my... And if you're them, I guess I never connected the two. I don't think you are, but... To like, you know, people make fun of my being a pagan witchcraft or whatever. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something around the lines of witchcraft and some kind of an occult aesthetic kind of thing, you know? And I'm like, yeah, dude, you know, no one should really be fucking judged and all that shit. But then the dude starts fucking thrashing on what I believe in. I consider myself a Christian, you know? I believe in Jesus Christ as my savior and all that stuff. I don't sit there and try to force feed it on anybody, but he's totally thrashing on that. I'm just like, dude, that's kind of a bad look. You literally just asked me not to pick on yours while fucking thrashing on mine, man. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. And he just went on. Well, I'm just pointing out the fucking flaws and all this stuff. It's not. I'm like, all right, dude, that's the stance you're gonna take, man. The conversation's over. And it was sad because seemed like a good dude. I don't know. He just fucking went lunatic on me for a little bit. No, I was just an opening page of YouTube. Oh, how ironic. Cause that happened to me like 2 weeks ago or a week ago. I'm not going to say who it is because, you know, they're online and they do videos. They do videos. But it's mostly like a retro meme page on Facebook. And that's where we had the conversation. And I said, okay, you know, I totally respect your deal, man. So I'm just going to end the conversation and walk away. And he wouldn't let it walk away. And I was just like, see ya. Wouldn't want to be Auto Necro. What is going on, my friend? Atheist witchcraft? That's how you get Auto Necro up in here. You start talking about that shit, and boom, he just... The guy could be taking a shower. Just, there he is. He's probably saying to himself, fuck. Stop calling me. Hey, what's going on, my friend? Thanks for coming in. And, I keep forgetting, you know, Jet, we got Jet here, and we got Auto Necro. Looks like they're a member of the Creep Collective. I gotta be better about fucking doing that shit. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. I don't know if the Creep Collective saw the little deal there, but I have opened a Discord channel just for that. And I put a link. It's in the community tab, and it should have only gone out to the members. I'm going to try to go in there at least a couple times a week just to see what's going on, chit-chat. You guys can chit-chat amongst yourselves. I'll let you steer some of the ship. I'll give you ideas on what I'm thinking about doing for videos. And you folks can, I guess vote. Maybe I'll do polls if they do polls over there. I have a Discord. I just don't do anything with it, but I'm promising. I'm actually doing a lot more for the memberships, and I got things planned. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. We'll be doing live streams here soon, like I talked with a few of you before. So if you're not if you're not a member, that's cool. You don't fucking have to be. In fact, I don't even care if you're subscribed. I used to, but I hardly ever ask for subscriptions because. Okay, if you want to subscribe, you're gonna subscribe. You know. And I don't play the game. I come on here and I do what I want to do. And if people follow along, then that's fucking awesome. If they don't, that's fucking awesome too. You know. But I got a few things coming down the pipe for you guys. So if you're interested in hanging out in a Discord, you know, helping me pick what to do, and maybe getting exclusive videos and chats and stuff like that. Once I figure out how to do all that through Discord. Join up, you know. If you're already a member, why the fuck not, right? What's the worst that can happen? You just end up with another channel that doesn't do anything? Alright. My religion is video games. Yo! As Bill says, hope all is great with you, Creep. Yeah, same to you, my friend. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's like saying Beetlejuice 3 times. It's exactly what was on the brain pan. I was disappointed with the new trailer. Not because I think it looks bad, but because I didn't see any of the shots from here in town. Fucking asshole. Or maybe they're saving that for the best parts. If you go see Beetlejuice 2 and you see a couple of cats hanging out in a treehouse talking, that was filmed in my town. In fact, I think the treehouse might even still be up. I think they left it there for the family. There's a scene where somebody's on a bike and they almost get hit by I think it was a tan S10 pickup, which is weird. I don't see any of those around here anymore, but whatever. I watched that stunt happen like 5 times. And then Tim Burton was walking to his thing, and I said, "Hey, Tim!" And he turned and waved at me. We're fucking friends now, you know? Tim Burton's my buddy. But, oh, man. I just got the 8-bit Duo keyboard that looks like a Commodore 64. It's amazing. Does it have games in it? Or is it like just an actual keyboard designed to look like the Commodore? That's either way. That's fucking kind of fun. Fuck being cool. That's just fun. Just says that's cool. Auto Necro says George Blazer. I wanna plug it in my C64 mini console and a great full experience. Okay, so it's an actual just keyboard. That's fucking awesome. That's a no-brainer. I'm surprised people didn't think of that before. Did you see the ad from Funstock for the Evercade cartridge compatible Countercade? No. I don't really follow Evercade. I got that initial, the red and white handheld that came with the 2 cartridges, like Interplay and Atari Volume 1. I got the Intellivision collections. I got, excuse me, the Lynx collections and a couple others. And I did a few videos, and again, handhelds. I don't know why I did that to myself. I bought all these things maybe for the channel, maybe not. Maybe I wanted to feel like one of the cool kids, like all my friends were doing it, you know? Peer pressure. But no, I got it, and it was pretty cool. I was originally going to hook it up to the TV, but like the HDMI crap, it just weighed it down. It kept pulling out. And everyone's like, just get the Versus console. I'm like, I'm not buying another console. So I sold it all for like $100 to my buddy Rick. And he actually took over on the Atari.io forums. They have, I forget what they're called. They're not blogs, but they're like clubs or individual rooms for specific things. I think they were called clubs. And because I had just gotten my Evercade, Justin over there, the guy who runs everything, really good dude. Really good dude. It was like, hey, will you run this? I was like, yeah. And it was right as I started peeking into the whole coming down. The mental health fucking went our way. I was just taking on too much. And there was just too much happening. And I literally, my brain literally just melted down. And I bailed on everything. I'm sure you guys can remember when that I was an ugly fuck on here. And I'm still a little ugly, but I'm proud of my fucking channel the past couple of weeks. Honestly, with the exception of the video talking about, I'm not keeping people around if they're going to be dickheads. I'm back to the sitting chats. Here's an idea I had. I'm going to fucking ask you about it, That's how it used to be here. I'm a little older now, and my voice sounds a little bit different, but I'm glad that we're back on track, and that's the point I was trying to get to, The channel's getting back on track to how it was originally supposed to be. So, maybe I'll jump back over to Atari.io. Justin has reached out a few times lately. He said, come on over, man. We're doing this as the High Score Squad Challenge. And I think I'm just more apprehensive because of how abrupt I dropped everything. It's not just I.O. It wasn't just them, because Atari.io were very good to me. They were very good to me. And in turn, I got some status over there. I mean, there was a time where I was part of the top 3. Not like anything special, but like, I don't know. They just kept saying I had a gift for putting conversations together. And a couple of the ones I started, are still kind of going on and whatever. So Justin and I started getting to know each other. Really good dudes, And I feel bad that was one of the balls I ended up dropping back then. But I'm getting back. I miss the Atari.io forums. We used to do junk box trades. And if you don't know what that is, I got a whole bunch of videos. Just look up Atari.io junk box. anywhere really. It's basically a one cost flat rate box that one person starts with just putting a whole bunch of stuff in it, retro stuff, and doesn't tell anybody what's in it. And it goes to a list of people one by one. And when it gets to you, you pull out what you want, but you have to replace it with equal or whatever. Just don't be a dick. Don't put 50 copies of Combat if you take out a Super Nintendo. I've put Super Nintendos in them in the past. The Super Nintendo Mini. And you only show what you took, but not what was in the box left over or what you put in it. And then they see how original the box was when it gets back to its origin. It's a really, 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 really fun thing. The problem is that some people got screwed, and you have guys like Willie of Arcade USA who would get screwed not because someone was being a jerk, but he's one of those cats that just have so much, it's tough. It's tough putting things in there that he could use, And then there were times where, actually that was more the Christmas thing, where one person would participate in the equal opposite, would either bail or not reciprocate in kind of an even fashion, if you will. I don't want to get too far into it. So I think it kind of died off that way. It sucked. It really sucked. But it was a great community, amazing community, and I'm just nervous to go back in there. I know I'd be welcomed with open arms, and it could possibly go back to the way things were as if we never skipped a beat. I really look at it that way. But did you see the ad from Fun Stock for the? Okay, we already read that. But to finish all that with the Evercade, it was related to all that nonsense. But I never really got into it. And I know I watched Haywood's video, Bacon Ice Cream, talking about where's the website, and he has a video showing all that, and I haven't gotten to any of that. Today's been a busy day. My lady, her van got totaled a few weeks back. They got into a little bit of everyone's fine. Oh my God, what a fucked up situation. We're starting to teach the girls how to drive, and how I would do is I take them to an open parking lot. And if you've never taught a teenager how to drive, here's a little bit of advice. Take them to a wide open space. And don't ever let them touch the gas or the brake. Well, the brake, obviously. But don't let them touch the gas at first. Let them get used to controlling the vehicle. Just slowly remove your foot from the brake and let the car just kind of coast. And then eventually introduce the gas and, whatever. She didn't do that. She went right to the cemetery, and the girl didn't understand how little or how not. And they went through like 4 tombstones. Felt so awful, but it's all taken care of. But long story short, the vehicle situation has been kind of kooky. We've been going from here to here to here to here to here. And we just put a down payment on a truck for her, Chevy Traverse. Well, I was kind of hesitant for it, but it's only got 40,000 miles. It's a couple of years old. Great mileage. It's in awesome condition. It lived its life in Florida with a couple that just moved back up here to help take care of some grandkids. So I've been running around doing that, and I had appointments and shit. So I haven't had a chance to even see what it was, to be honest with you. But I'm not really into that. Ordo, stay a while, stay forever. Are you leaving? Are you leaving, Ordo? What'd I miss? I'm just fucking with you. All right, I have the C64 Mini. I really haven't played with it yet. I really wanted wasn't there a C64 like plug and play stick that you could use as a C64 basically? I mean, the Mini would be okay too. I don't have a background with the I mean, it was the first computer I ever went online with back in the Prodigy days, but I love that intro too. Bring back the junk box. Absolutely, man. I'd love to host a junk box event on I.O. Well, that was one of the things I wanted to do with the Creep Collective, and we just may. I've been going through a lot of stuff, and I'm like, okay, I think I got enough here to maybe put one aside. We used to do the large box, which was $20. I have no idea. What it costs now to do that. I just shipped a medium-sized box to my buddy, to DJC. He opened it last night live. It was pretty cool. But I gave him the VCS, the modern VCS that Rich Haywood gave me to repair. I didn't have a VCS, so Rich was like, "Look, I had that flood. And he got one of the first special edition wood grain ones, almost like the Founders, if you were talking about the Amico. And it was a victim of the flood. So he sent it to me. He's like, if you can get it going, it's all yours, buddy. I really want you to get involved in the VCS. Because there was no fucking way in hell I was paying like $30, $300 for anything to do with that, Even if I was really into it, I wouldn't pay the $250, $300 for it. Moving forward, there was a $99 deal. He bought 3 of them. So I was like, Rich, please, let me buy one. Please, I missed out, man. I'm 1 week too late. Please, I have the money. Let me do it. He was nice enough to say, okay, I'll sell you one of them. I think he wanted to really just pack one away. I don't know what he was doing with the other 2, and it's none of my business. But so I ended up with that, and then DJC was like, I don't have a VCS. So like 6 months ago, I was like, dude, I got one here. I'll get it to you. And I don't think he ever saw that message on his live stream. So I lost the power supply, and then it got packed away. And while doing the studio, I found it, so I shipped it right out to him with a couple of the little goodies. So he finally has one. It needs a memory card, but aside from that, I got it going. It's a nice looking thing. I wish I had kept it, but I have the all-in Onyx or whatever it is. It's cool. I'm good with it. I use it. I almost used it today. Actually, I almost streamed on Instagram, which I haven't done that in forever. I almost streamed Instagram on there with that, but I don't know. Ordo says, question to all. Has anyone tried using the VCS Classic joystick on the Atari 400 Mini? Great question. Let me see if I can't pin that. I just pinned that. That's a good question. I don't have the 400 Mini. I want one, but got more important things for my cash to go to right now. I can't wait to get a 2600 plus. Father's Day is coming up, but we try not to make Father's Day expensive, or Mother's Day. I tend to go a little overboard sometimes for Mother's Day, but I want the kids to make a card. Make a card. Go out and get me a Hot Wheels or something. A little action figure. It doesn't have to be anything. I fucking hate those days. I don't think they should exist. I think you should honor your mom and your dad in optimal situations. I understand there are some situations where that's not feasible, but because not all parents are fucking cool. But I think you should honor them every day. Amidst being a dickhead once in a while. That's what you got to do as a kid. But the whole Mother's Day, Father's Day, and everything has a fucking day now. My birthday's on Women's Day. So I can't even have my fucking birthday without a lady fucking it up. I'm just kidding. I feel like Ordo and I are the only ones here that get that phrase. All right, let me go back. What phrase are we talking about here, Giorgio? Stay a while. Stay forever. I know a lot of things that, like Dead Skin Mask has a phrase like that. Come in, and now that you've arrived, please stay a while. I promise I won't keep you long. I'll keep you forever. I think he's talking about Ed Gain, or Geen, or Goon, or whatever you want to call him. There was a ColecoVision homebrew where you had to dodge tombstones while driving a car. Maybe I'm thinking of Death Race. I might be thinking of Death Race up at Canopy Lake Park. God, that thing is in the clown. It's in the clown haunt. God damn it. I don't know if you guys saw the first video of me doing, my arcade memories at Canopy Lake Park. But I was in talks with the manager about getting into... They do a haunted thing every October called Screamfest, right? How original. And 2 of them, there was a haunted hotel and like a circus clown fucking thing with a giant clown head that you walk through the mouth to get in. Well, first of all, they took the hotel and turned it into an insane asylum. The hotel aesthetic was beautiful. I hate that they changed it. But the clown one has a bunch of the arcade machines, both, video and a lot of physical ones. I don't know what you would call them. Like, you shoot the little things with the BB and the stuff, but their death races in there. There are death races in there, but I was supposed to get in there and be able to film real quickly and just be like, hey, look, I played the shit out of it. The fire engine game with the big steering wheel, that's in there too. There's a couple of, stupid fucking gopher basher games. I don't know. I kind of wish he had gotten back to me. It was just before the pandemic too, and we just kept not, It is what it is. Alan says, what are your thoughts about gaming console from KFC called the KF console? I like the idea of it. I don't know what kind of console it is or what kind of games it played, but I love the idea of consoles becoming more than consoles. Speaking of Rich Haywood in the flood, I built years ago on this channel. It was my 100th video, I think, in a Halloween special. I turned a Sega Genesis into a Necronomicon. Big 10 millimeter LED eye lights. Pretty sick thing. I ended up auctioning that off or raffling it off for Rich Haywood for his recovery. I think we got $250 to send down his way for him and his family to recover from the flood. That was a real ugly time. Who goes there? What's up, kid? I'm streaming right now.
I'll put on some headphones.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wasn't sure if you wanted to come say hi or whatever. That's my pterodactyl. The KFC console is still coming out. I was following their industry. I thought it was something that they made like one of and just got rid of, or am I thinking of something else? George says, stay a while, stay forever. Was a known opening scene for the C64 game called Mission Impossible. Okay, I don't have a lot of C64 experiences. We were just relating, so that would make sense, George. Thank you for clarifying that, bro. I appreciate it. The KFC console also had a built-in fried chicken warmer to keep your chicken warm. I don't know how that's going to work with a fucking processor trying not to get hot. They better have some good insulation. Like in a Fiero. Does anyone know that reference? It's not really a reference to anything but the car, but I have the Xbox toaster and the Xbox mini fridge. Like, are they actual toasters and mini fridges, or are they consoles that resemble toasters and mini fridges? What's up, kid? I'm really sweaty right now.
I don't care.
Alright, this is fucking gross.
Ew.
I just fucking told you. What's the matter with you?
When's Mama coming home?
What's up?
When is the Mama?
Probably about 10 o'clock-ish.
What the hell is she doing?
She's at Symphony Hall. The company bought tickets or something there, so she took one of them. And she's sitting on the floor at a table watching something. Yeah, it is what it is. She's probably on a fucking date. I'm just joking. Jesus. It's going to be a broken home soon.
It already is.
Mm-hmm. We put fun back in the word dysfunctional. All right, let me get back to this.
Some cheese sandwich.
You're going to do what?
Make myself.
Do you want to try some of the pork chops?
Yeah, where are the choppies of the pork?
They're actually on there. I'm letting them cool before I put them away.
I'll try one.
Yeah, cut one in half and cut a little piece off and see if you like it. If you don't like it, forget it. Hey, oh! They're public high school kids. They use the F word once in a while. I can't really get mad about it. Pontiac Fiero is one of the worst cars. I had a buddy who had one, and he got one of those Ferrari, Lamborghini kits for it. And, like, he didn't hang it well, so every time we drive, like, the fenders fucking flap like feathers. But, yeah, every time he would do work, man, the back of the seat of the car was, like, burnt. Crazy. I think it was an April Fool's joke prank. The Fiero? Oh, my God. Or are you talking about the KFC console? I thought it was a prank, too, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on. You know what I want that was, well, not food-related, but that style of thing? The Battle Droid cooler that had the little deals, and you could put the Roger Rogers on the top, and it had a fucking straw for your soda can, and I want that thing. This dude went viral showing that he had one. You like it?
I haven't tried one yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I was surprised you made a whole plate.
Well, I'm hungry.
Chris Mill says all the cool kids swore when I was in high school, right? I'll be honest with you, it's their mother's fault.
You curse too.
Honey, it's a joke. Shut your face. Don't make me smack you. Oh shit, I'm gonna get beat up. I'm gonna get beat up, guys. Help. oh, I'm poking the brain. Alright, get out of here. Go away. Get out of here, you fuck. But yeah, no, I swear. I swear a lot around the house. Just who I am, you know? I don't know. Call it good, call it bad. The other one, the older of the two, they're twins though. I still refer to them that way, though, even though it's only 20 minutes. She's got a mouth on her. I don't even think that had anything to do with me. The shit that comes out of her mouth is like... Let me know how you like it. Did I tell you that Alucard's in a shed cycle? This first one of the year. I have a ball python, if you don't know. His name is Alucard. I named him, that's not necessarily after Symphony of the Night, but actually Son of Dracula. And he's one of those pain in the ass snakes that seasonally fasts. He won't eat during the cold months, no matter how warm I keep things, you know, in here. He just biologically, instinctively knows it's fucking cold, so I'm just going to chill out and not eat, but I still have to send him food, you know? So all winter long, I'm throwing fucking rats away. And he's finally had 2 meals. And I always get nervous because, you know, he needs to fatten up a little bit because he hasn't eaten all winter. And it's perfectly safe for them to do that, by the way, if you don't know. I've known snakes that hadn't eaten for like over a year and been just fine. They get water, they get taken care of, their shit gets cleaned, and they just eat when they want to eat. But if they're too picky, then there could be a problem. But you can tell whether the snake's healthy and happy and all that stuff. But my guy just doesn't eat, and he finally started eating. We actually upgraded him to a large rat. Big fucking thing. And after a second one, I just saw his eyes starting to finally get the caps on him and everything. I was like, yes, he's starting to get bigger now. He's starting to get to a healthy weight. I don't know what he weighs. I don't have a gram scale right now. I stopped dealing coke back in the day. Just kidding. I never was a coke dealer. In fact, I didn't spread any of that shit around here. I fucking hated it. I really did. We used to push those fucks out of the neighborhood. Go sell other people's souls somewhere else, dude. But yeah, I mean, that's that. I mean, I got the guitar out. I don't really have much to play. It's more of a fidget tool, to be honest with you. I kind of wrote that when I was in like 6th grade. Ooh. And that's that. That's all you get. That's all you fucking get. Wow, the chat just went quiet. Did anyone just leave? Did everyone leave? Or they just like, you know, the dude's going to talk to his kid. That's fucking rude. That's rude. We're gone. We're out of here. We're out of here. What do you think? Enjoy as much as you like. I put a plate together for Mom, so.
Yummy.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, these guys, I used to have to cook for them all the time, and they're crazy picky. You know, they used to be, but this kid here, I'm not going to say her name. I'm not going to say her name online. She tries things at least, you know, and I've gotten her into a whole bunch of stuff that I don't think the other kid would ever eat. But I used to have to fucking make a meal for one, meal for the other one, a meal for me and my missus, and it sucked. And, you know, it was a product of the missus being a single mom after being widowed, you know. And, I mean, she's got to work full time. She's got fucking twin daughters. And they were super, you were like, what, 2? You were 2 years old when your father passed away.
Just barely 3.
So everything was like frozen and microwaved or frozen and tossed in the thing. So they didn't really grow up with a decent palate. No blame to her mom. I mean, she just had to do the best she could with no time or anything, you know. She had to work.
We went to grandma's house.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when they went to the grandma's house, they ate. But you, what, grilled cheeses all the time?
No.
Really?
Grilled cheese, pasta.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you guys are guineas, so of course it's pasta.
A lot of meat.
A lot of meat?
A lot of meat and protein.
Did you guys actually eat it, though?
I ate it.
Interesting. All right, let me get back to this. I am being rude, hon. I am being rude.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. So, yeah, their palate was pretty narrow when I came in, and you know, proud of her. She'll try it, you know. Sometimes she won't, and then you get to yell at her. There was this thing, I guess, when I first got here called the no thank you bites. If you say no thank you, you have to take so many bites. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. The kid doesn't fucking want it. I mean, don't force them. They just won't eat that night. That's all, and that's on them. They'll eat when they're hungry. That's what my doctor used to tell me about my kids. Don't worry if they skip a meal or two. They'll eat when they're hungry. Worry when their temperature starts getting fucked up and they become emaciated. As Mill says, same number of people still watching. I've been trying to remember the Tombstone Avoiding Coleco game. Yeah, if you find out, remind me. But I vaguely remember something like that. And oddly enough, connecting it to the ColecoVision sounds about right, but I might not have any idea what you're talking about. Or Necro says, who'd win in a fight, Karloff's mummy or Lugosi's Dracula? I'm going to say Lugosi. He's more limber. He's more limber than a mummy. I mean, I know he rejuvenates, but I'm going to go with Dracula. And we just had National Dracula Day last week. I forgot to post about it. Actually, I shared a memory. I always see Frankenstein versus Dracula, but I think Ray and Drac would be way more interesting fight, huh? I guess, yeah. I don't see Dracula and Frankenstein like fighting. I mean, Frankenstein's monster was, he's not limber either, but he's got the size and strength. But I mean, Dracula's immortal. I mean, unless he just holds on to him until the sun comes out, I don't know. What are the rules in that? I mean, can Dracula suck Frankenstein's monster's blood? Does he even have real blood flowing through his veins? I mean, I know Dr. Frankenstein said, but I don't know. Hey, Kurt Bradshaw, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Welcome in. Oh, excuse me. My goodness. I got my phone sound on just in case I have to go pick people up. Oh, God. I think I might have to go get somebody. I will be driven home. Okay, cool. Cool. Let me just say thank you for letting me know. That's one less ride I have to do. That's crazy. Yeah, no, that's fun. That's fun to think about. My lady handed me a box the other day and said, speaking of Dracula, and she's like, I was going to give this to you on Father's Day. I have no idea what could be in that box or if there's anything Dracula related that I've been wanting. I'm more of a Frankenstein's monster kind of guy, but somehow I amassed Dracula. I have a thing from Nug Buddies, McNugget Buddies. This is Nug Nug. He's like the first one I ever had. I got him just like this. So he used to be on. There was a white little shelf with minifigures where you see that radio, and he was like tall, top, dead center. But I just recently got this from my buddy Stacy. And I have the more modern ones from the adult Happy Meals that just happened not too long ago. And I have a Frankenstein's monster. Actually, someone locally has the full set of the holiday, the Halloween ones. But I don't know if it's a scam or not, because one ad says 25 and the other one says 50. And even though the pictures are completely different, it's like the same location and the same person. So I don't know. It seems sketchy to me. So I never really or contacted them. Plus, I used that $20 fund money to buy this, so I'm happy with that. I can get those guys all day long on Instagram. There's a guy I follow, Halloween store or something like that. He's an Arizona cat too, and I've purchased plenty of things from him. In fact, my Frankenstein Nug Buddy. I call them Nug Buddies. I know they call them McNugget Buddies, but I call them Nug Buddies. Lord Necro says, dude, I miss those McNugget toys. I love McNugget toys, man. I don't know what it is. I don't have a lot, but in fact, yeah, I have these 4 here and then the one that's packed away with the rest of my Mego monsters and everything. I'm going to pull them back out because I might contact that ad and be like, hey, you know, let me come grab that for $25. They're town over, a town called Malden. Pretty cool stuff. But yeah, I love Nugget Buddies. But Mr. Nug Nug here, he's been around for a while. He pops up. He pops up here and there in weird places. I did this one thing where I had my red shorts on. And you could see like where my knee is and all that. So there was a little skin showing. I took a video and I put Nug Nug here underneath it, so it looked like my prick was there. And I put this music on it, and I popped open the thing. And the idea was that you thought you were going to see the head of my ding dong. But it was him, and he went, peekaboo! I sent it to almost every chick I knew, like friend-wise. And they all said the same thing. I was so afraid to open that video. But they knew I wouldn't be fucking classless enough to actually show my fucking ding-a-ling. In fact, even if I was asked, I don't think I've ever done that. That's fucking gross. Why would you do that? You know, I mean, I guess if that's what you and your prospective partners are into, who am I to say anything, but I've never been that guy to be like, you know what? I think somebody wants to look at that nasty shit down there. And send it off, whether it be solicited or not. However, in the early days of phones, when they were flip phones and shit like that, and there weren't like codes on them, most people didn't do the whole swipe key thing because the touchscreen things weren't too prominent yet. Me and my ex-girlfriend, this chick Christine, man, I fucked that relationship. I kind of wish I was still. She was good people. She just wasn't doing anything, you know. But we'd be at a party drinking and doing whatever and having a good time. And we made a rule that if we found a phone unattended, we would take it into another room and take close-up shots of buttholes and then put the phone back. And then people started getting the hint because we hung around the same people all the time, you know. And they just stopped leaving their phones in places. Oh, man. Yeah, okay, let me see if the missus... Alright, she's just sending me photos. Did Alex get in touch with you? Alright, hold on. Yeah, she messaged me saying she was getting a ride home. I'm in the middle of a stream right now, so I think she might be on her way home too, so come on, sing it with me. I don't sing very well though. Puff the magic dragon fucked up that chord. Oh well. It is what it is, right? Esmil says the graveyard driving game is Spunk Supercar. That sounds fucking dirty. Spunking Bukkake. There goes my monetization. NKY. Spunkies Super by Chris. Of course it's got to be a Chris, right? We're all fucking weirdos. Alright. I will check that out afterwards. I got it written down on the papers to tell me to do the stuffs when the time comes to make it happen. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. I'm gonna call it a night, guys. I'm going to call it a night. What a great chat. I'm not fizzling out or anything, but we're getting to the point where I actually have to monitor the phone for kids coming home, Mrs. needing a ride from the choo-choo station after coming back from Symphony Hall and all that stuff. But we had a great chat tonight. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. And just winging it. And just winging it, I love doing this. I'm always apprehensive to do it, but I always feel better when I do. And I can't thank you guys enough for that. Kurt Broadstone says, I watched me TV here in St. Louis every Saturday night, and they show all those old monster movies. It's awesome. That's great. That's great. I got so many of those little metal book collections and the cardboard collections that you used to get at Best Buy. It was like 201 scary movies. It's like the B shit and the black and whites and I discovered so many great movies that way. One of my favorites, and I'll leave you with this one, The Undertaker and His Pals. It was a 1963, I think, movie. The Undertaker and His Pals. I think there's a free upload on YouTube. Check it out. It's goofy. It's repetitive. But it's one of my favorite new finds. Actually, no. You know where I found that? Fry's, not the electronics, but the grocery store owned by Kroger out in Arizona, had $1 DVDs on these little card backs. And that's where I got that one. Really fun movie. Really fun movie. The new Chris Pratt CGI Garfield movie is bad. Really, it sucks. I had no desire to even watch that. I'm not a fan of Garfield. I mean, the cartoon was great, the comic and everything, and I like the original animated version of it, but I never got into the whole Garfield thing. Have a good night, dude. Gotta go to work anyway. Later, dude. Tweeting 20 says, "Creep it real." Yeah, guys. Again, thank you all so much for coming in here. If you're a member of the Creep Collective and you want to join that Discord, the link should be in the community tab. And if I fucked it up and it just brings you to my generic thing, I think there's a way I can find the link for you to be invited. I'm still trying to figure out Discord. But I did set it as a private one, and it says I can share links, so hopefully people are getting it, and they'll come in. And you guys can vote on what to do on the channel, live chats, all that stuff. Guys, wherever in the world you are, I hope you're fucking doing well. I really do. Be well. Be well. And until next time, take care, creep it real, and bye-bye. Lorenzo Music is Garfield. I have no idea what that is, and I'm ashamed, and I feel like I should. All right, guys, have a great night. Thank you for coming.